Hello, my peeps. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to make a salad dressing. But what we're going to do is we're going to make the actual herbal blend that you can keep in a dry mix. See, I have my little empty recycled jar. My husband says I have an issue with jar stashing, but whatever. I like them and I like to reuse them. So we're going to put together an Italian dressing mix. It's really easy. You will know every single ingredient in it, which is very important, and it's going to be tasty and good for you. I encourage you to make your own salad dressings. If you're on a food journey, getting rid of bottled dressings, I would put at the very top of your priority list. The crap, pardon my French, that goes into those dressings is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Get a bottle. I don't have one, sorry, or I'd read some of the ingredients to you. They're horrible. And one of the biggest issues are the industrial seed oils, or as they're termed, vegetable oils. They ain't a vegetable near that oil. But I just encourage you to make your own. You'll see how simple this is. I'm going to put the detailed ingredient and measurements in the comments for the video, so you'll have those handy. And the rest of it's like stir, mix. You know, it's not so even much a recipe, it's just a list of ingredients. So I'll quit babbling and let's get started. I'm gonna turn this down. Not that it's gonna be super exciting to watch, but move that back here. I'll let you kind of see what I'm doing. So I am still in the process of converting all of my seasonings at home to other containers. So I do still have some old plastic ones, but whatever. The first thing you're gonna do is a tablespoon of garlic. I'm not just super particular. I think I've said this in other videos about my measurements. I'm not baking. A tablespoon of onion powder. Look at these. Not that you care, but look how cool this is. These were my grandmother's. My grandfather tied them together with an old bread tie. God only knows how old that is. I mean, these things are old. I cannot even imagine the things that she's cooked with these. But anyway, enough of that. The next thing, let me wipe my spoon off because I don't want to stick my onion powder down into my coconut sugar. So this recipe, this is one that I've worked with and kind of tweaked and converted, called for sugar. Well, I don't use any sugar other than coconut sugar. It smells amazing. It's from the nectar of the coconut flower. It's really got a nice, I don't know, kind of nutty smell, I guess. But this is what I use for everything. If the recipe calls for white sugar, it gets coconut sugar. If the recipe calls for brown sugar, it gets coconut sugar. So you're gonna put a tablespoon of that. The one thing about coconut sugar is it's less of a glycemic impact and it has a little bit of minerals to it. Your white sugar ain't gonna have no minerals. Ain't gonna have no, listen to my English, that's horrible. Then you need a tablespoon of dried oregano. You can use the powder, but I like, see, that's kind of the flakes. I just like a little more texture. I mean, the taste will be good either way, but I just like that. Black pepper, we're gonna do 1 teaspoon. Ooh, my jar's full. So there's your teaspoon of black pepper. And then dried thyme, we've got a 1/4 teaspoon. And again, these are kind of the bigger pieces. I've got some ground thyme, you could use that. I just like a little more texture to my stuffs. And then basil is a teaspoon. Good golly, I can't get the lids off. It's right here. So there's your teaspoon of basil. And then parsley is another tablespoon. Put that in. And then celery salt is a 1/4 teaspoon. I know this isn't real exciting watching me do this, but I'm almost done. And then regular salt, here's my jumbo jug. Me and my recycling. It's an old coconut oil jar. See, my salt has to be chunked up because it gets little chunks in it. Isn't that amazing? It doesn't have all kinds of chemical garbage to break it up. So you're going to put 2 tablespoons. Does mean I'm going to have to get my fingers down in there and break those up, but wow, that's not hard. I'll do it, and it's not going to be a big deal. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it now. See, all you got to do is you pick up a little chunk and you just break it up. Look how easy that is. So you want to do that. Make sure you don't have any chunks. As wonderful as pink Himalayan salt is, nobody wants to bite down into a chunk of it. But look at that. See, you can see all the ingredients and you really know what they are because I just told you. And they're all organic, real, wonderful ingredients. Sorry, didn't have my whisk handy. Okay, so you can stir it, whatever, fork it, whisk it, whatever works for you. But all you're gonna do is whisk this up real good. See, I had it, there's another little chunk. I think some of my garlic powder had some chunks. And that's okay. It just means it doesn't have anything artificial in it to de-chunk it or make it free-flowing, as they say. And that's all there is to it. Now you have a mix. And now you put that in a little jar. I'm gonna label it Italian seasoning or Italian dressing mix, sorry. Stick it in my cabinet. Then when I'm ready, turn this guy up. When I'm ready to make some dressing, it literally takes 5 seconds. You're gonna get a 1/4 cup, of apple cider vinegar. You can use whatever vinegar. I like to use apple cider vinegar. Bragg's is amazing. It's got the mother, you see all that stuff floating? Those are little protein enzyme chains or something. I don't know. I'm not a nutrition guru, but they're good for you. So you just want to shake it up and pour out your 1/4 cup. So you get a 1/4 cup of that, 2/3 of a cup of olive oil or avocado oil. I love to use olive oil. Organic Roots olive oil out of California is phenomenal. It's a small family farm. It is the most amazing olive oil, short of going to the Mediterranean, that I've ever used or had. I order from them. I sell it on tap in my market. You can order online from them. It's amazing. So anyway, 2/3 of a cup of your oil, 2 tablespoons of water, and 2 tablespoons of your mix. You'll mix all that up, and like what I like to do is put it in a jar, of course, and shake it really good until you have dressing. That was it. See how easy that was? And if you do what I just did, if you really like Italian dressing and do a lot of salads, or it's amazing to marinate meat. If you're going to use quite a bit of it, then triple or quadruple the dry mix and just have a bigger jar instead of having the little jar I was just talking about. Whoa, I almost dumped my mix over. That would be a crime. Get you a big old quart mason jar and fill that up. It's not going to go bad, and it'll just be in your cabinet for whenever you need it. You use 2 tablespoons with the oil and the apple cider vinegar and a little water, like I mentioned, and you have phenomenal, fresh, homemade, you know every ingredient. You can say what it is. You can tell anybody what it is. Dressing, not something out of a bottle that you probably can't pronounce half of what's in there, and your body sure doesn't recognize what's in there, nor does it want it. So, I know this one was short and sweet, but I just want to talk to y'all a little bit about salad dressings and how important they are. If you're really interested and you like to nerd out on this stuff like I do, you can go to WestonAPrice.org. The Weston Price Foundation has a lot of information about industrialized seed oils and the health issues and the difference in using true, real, good, healthy, saturated fats like olive oil and avocado oil and my favorite lard. So anywho, check that out if you want to learn more, because it's an awesome resource. It is a fabulous resource for all kinds of information. But I hope you learned something. If you make a salad, whip this up. Your family's going to freak out, because this, compared to a bottle of that jazz you buy in the grocery store, is just ridiculously different. Marinate some meat with it. Ooh, so good. I love to marinate ribs in it. Ooh, so good. But anyway, whip some up. Comment if you've made it, if you like it, if you've tweaked it, if whatever. You know, thumbs up, like, subscribe, blah, 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 all those things. And let's get our good nerdy food community going. So I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. Okay, oops, me again. Sorry, one more thing I wanted to mention to y'all. As I was putting the mix in the jar, two things. If you don't have one of these, get you one. This is a canning funnel. These are the best things ever. Anytime you're putting a dry mix, which I do a lot of, into a jar, it just fits right in there. Look at that. And then you can pour the dry mix. Trying to get a dry mix through a little liquid funnel is a pain in the tush. So anyway, that was a freebie. But they're just super handy. Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, anything like that. They're just handy to have. But this is what I was really intending to show you. Here's what I do. Italian dressing. Here's the other ingredients. It's ready to go. This goes in my cabinet along with my other spices. When I get it out, I'll just shake it up, make sure everything's mixed good. Mix up my other stuff in a jar, shake it up, and there you go. Bam. Immediately have amazing homemade dressing. So there you go. Little tidbit to throw on the end. Talk to you later.